On the 23rd of April 1918, the French newspaper Le Matin published an article. Manfred von Richthofen, nicknamed the Red Baron, has been shot down in the vicinity of Amiens. There is no certainty yet as to what exactly happened, though it is certain this will be a huge blow for the German morale. We see this as righteous vengeance. The death of the Red Baron was indeed a huge blow to the German morale. He was the highest fighter ace, with 80 victories to his name. Manfred von Richthofen was born on the 2nd of May 1892 in Breslau. He was the oldest son of a prominent Prussian aristocratic family. His father, Major Albrecht von Richthofen, and his mother, Kunigunde von Schickfuss und Neudorf, had 4 children, a girl, Ilse, and 3 boys, Manfred, Lothar, and Borko. Manfred was sent to military training when he was 11 years old, and in 1911 he joined the cavalry regiment, switching to the Deutsche Luftdienst, German Air Force, in 1915. Oswald Bulke, considered the father of German fighter air force, mentored Manfred and noticed his talent to become a successful fighter pilot. When the First World War broke out, Manfred served at the Eastern Front as a pilot before being transferred to France. In France, he attained his first victory in the air, and 79 more would follow, making him the most successful fighter ace of the First World War and granting him the nickname Ace of Aces. As Manfred kept attaining victories in the air, he was rapidly rising through the ranks, and in 1917 he gained command over his own squadron, Squadron Number 11, the so-called Red Pirates, and half a year later he became the commander of von Richthofen's Flying Circus, a group of 4 squadrons in which Manfred's brother Lothar served as well. This flying circus consisted merely of German elite aces, and the reason for its name is rather comical. Von Richthofen painted his aircraft red after he became the commander of the squadron, simply stating that one day he had the urge to paint it red and decided to follow through. Other members of the squadron would paint their airplanes in bright colors as well, gaining notoriety, and they seemed like a flying circus. The plane Manfred flew was a Fokker triplane, Dr. 1, and due to Manfred painting it bright red, Manfred became known as the Red Baron. The fact that he wasn't a baron was just a minor detail. He was in fact a Freiherr, which translates to as much as free lord, and was a title of nobility that stems from the time of the Holy Roman Empire. Often Manfred referred to the battle in the skies as an elevated form of hunting, which he loved when he was young. Manfred attained his biggest feat when he shot down the British Major Lanu Hawker, who was at that time the most successful pilot on the British side. Manfred referred to him as the British Bulke, referring to his former mentor. Bulke himself would be shot down in 1916. Manfred nearly died in the summer of 1917 after a battle in the skies of Flanders. After this, he had to recuperate for a while due to an injury to his head. Now, he wasn't just going to wait out the war, and as soon as he could, he once again was flying above the battlefield, engaging in battle with enemy planes. Probably because he was back in the field or sky, his head injury hadn't healed and he eventually was forced to take a leave, which he used to write his autobiography, Der Rote Kampfflieger. On the 20th of April 1918, he attained his 80th and last victory. He managed to down a Sopwith Camel of the Royal Air Force, and 1 day later he was shot down himself. The Royal Air Force credited Arthur Roy Brown for downing Manfred, but there is near historical consensus that the fatal shot was fired from the ground, causing a severe wound to the chest. There have been multiple investigations about who has killed the Red Baron, but in my opinion that isn't too relevant and not nearly close as exciting as his life. Ironically, on the day that von Richthofen's remains were found, the German radio announced his 79th and 80th fighter ace. The command over the Jagdgeschwader 1, or Flying Circus, was taken over by Hauptmann Wilhelm Reinhardt, who died in a flying accident. The last commander of the unit was Oberleutnant Hermann Göring. Yeah, that one. But that's a story for another time. Thank you for watching this video, and what is a person or event from the First World War that you would like to know more about and perhaps see a video of? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel. See you next time.